What is the strangest dinosaur to have ever existed? How do we even define what strange means? These are questions that I personally couldn't decide to answer myself. So I turned to my community to get the votes of you amazing subscribers. I only gave four options out of potentially dozens of possible candidates, but 28 of you voted, which I decided was a good enough sample size. Out of 28 voters, 22 or 79% of you guys voted on the dino duck being the strangest. Dinosaurus mirificus, meaning horrible hand in Greek, was a perplexing specimen to say the least. Although resembling a cross between a T Rex and a duck, Dinosaurus was actually not that closely related to either saurian, with their closest relatives known from pop culture actually being the Gallimimus. Both Dinosaurus and Gallimimus were members of the clade Ornithomimosauria, and you can kind of see the resemblance when viewing these two species from a similar angle. The earliest paleontological record of Dinosaurus dates back to 1965, on July 9 in particular, when a Polish paleontologist, whose name I will put on screen right now, was in the Namek Desert. She was a part of a Polish group of paleontologists during the 1963 to 1965 Polish-Mongolian paleontological expeditions, which were organised by both the Polish and Mongolian Academies of Science. The paleontologists spent 2 days, from July 9 to July 11, digging the creature's remains out of the sandstone hill it was discovered in. These remains were fragmentary to say the least, with a disarticulated skeleton being all that was found. The specimen in question consisted of both forelimbs, excluding the claws on the right hand, along with a complete shoulder, 5 ribs, gastralia, and 3 dorsal vertebrae. The specimen was named in 1970 as Dinosaurus mirificus, with the generic name meaning horrible hand and the species name meaning unusual. No wonder why this species is considered to be one of the strangest dinosaurs. There wouldn't be any newly described specimens until 2014, when 2 new Dinosaurus were announced to have been discovered from remains found in 2002 and 2009. There is a fascinating history with Dinosaurus and fossil poaching, but I don't have time to discuss everything about fossil poaching in this video. Before 2014, Dinosaurus was reconstructed as a generic theropod, either as a therizinosaur or an ornithomimosaur. However, in 2014, the announcement of more complete specimens has given this creature a new body with a strange appearance indeed. The creature most likely had a hump on its back, similar but not equivalent to the sail of a Spinosaurus. A cladistic analysis accompanying the 2014 description of 2 new specimens found that the Dinosaurus formed a new clade with the other ornithomimosauroids Beishanlong and Garudamimus. The clade is known as Dinochiridae, which is a family nestled within Ornithomimosauria, which also contains Ornithomimus and Gallimimus. Even before the 2 specimens described in 2014, Dinosaurus was already understood to have been an enormous creature. The forelimbs that Dinosaurus was initially described off of measured nearly 8 feet, 2.4 meters in length. The upper arm bone is nearly 94 centimeters or 3 feet, and the claws are 20 centimeters or 8 inches. Post 2014 estimates of the rest of the animal have estimated the average length of a fully grown Dinosaurus at 11 meters or 36 feet. Average weight estimates vary from 4 tons all the way up to 6.5 tons. Such sizes rival those achieved by Therizinosaurus and Tarbosaurus, which it also lived alongside. Whether Dinosaurus was feathered or not remains to be confirmed. It was much larger than other ornithomimosaurs found with feathers, indicating that this creature didn't need heavy amounts of plumage for thermal insulation. Then there's the environment that Dinosaurus lived in, which wouldn't support an elephant sized piscivorous theropod. Overall, Dinosaurus likely didn't have complex feathers, rather having either no plumage or having very sparse feathering, similar to the hairs on an elephant or rhinoceros. Dinosaurus lived in the Maastrichtian stage of the late Cretaceous between 70 and 66 million years ago in the Nemegt Formation of Mongolia. Though today Mongolia is a freezing desert with a very low population density, it couldn't be any different in the Cretaceous. Mongolia was relatively warm, with distinct wet and dry seasons. The majority of the land was swampland, with marshes and floodplains as well, with occasional aridity. Dinosaurus is believed to have favoured the wet season, as during this time of year its main diet of fish and aquatic vegetation was in high abundance and diversity. Other dinosaurs that fed on similar organic material to Dinosaurus included the semi-aquatic Halscaraptor, which was also discovered after the holotype specimen was poached. Other megafaunal species included Tarbosaurus bata, which may have preyed on sick or injured Dinosaurus. A similar species could also be found in the Nemegt Formation, that being Therizinosaurus chaliafrons, which rivaled Dinosaurus in weight, surpassing it in height. There was also a great diversity of ornithopods, including hadrosaurs, such as Saurolophus and Barsbolia, both of which possibly outweighed Tyrannosaurus. Then there's Tarsia, which was an ankylosaur similar to Ankylosaurus from North America, one that likely fell prey to Tarbosaurus. The largest named dinosaur from the Nemegt Formation is Nemegtosaurus, which could reach 20 metric tons, growing to more than 50 feet in length. There were also much smaller non-avian dinosaurs, including Mononychus, which was an alvarosaurid, another group of confirmed feathered dinosaurs. Non-dinosaurian creatures that Dinosaurus likely encountered included Paraalligator, which wasn't actually related to alligators, instead being a more basal crocodiliform outside of Crocodilia. It isn't known exactly why Dinosaurus went extinct, though if it had survived just over 66 million years ago, it would have been a victim of the KPG extinction event, which wiped out the other non-avian dinosaurs. However, if it had went extinct 70 million years ago, then either its swampland habitat dried up, or some other epidemic like a disease outbreak, inbreeding, or predation led to a population decline before eventual extinction. Keep in mind, we don't actually know. So there you have it. The strangest dinosaur, at least from a sample size of nearly 30, was this mega duck. It's easy to see why and how this dinosaur comes across as so bizarre. From its massive size to its strange hump to its complex history and massive arms, there isn't anything quite like Dinosaurus known from either the fossil record or the modern day. If you want to see more videos on other categories such as the fastest, smartest, longest living, or most common dinosaurs, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and vote in the next video poll. I'll see you in the next episode. Stay safe out there.